Ramblin man here. So I decided to change things up a little bit and just talk out here because it's not going to take me very long. Um, so I did a video on the whole from Mexico to DC thing, and while it was fun, it was well needed to be said. But at the same time, now it's gotten even worse. There are 14,000. Okay, let me put it this way: there were 3,500 kids that were in detention. That's what you call it because that's what they are. They're being detained, but they're being put up. At the time, that was about a week ago. Now there's Biden admits to 14,000, and I've heard numbers as much as 30,000 children. This is just the teens, minors, okay? So, and the ones walking across by themselves, kids are ages 7 to 13. One 10-year-old was all alone, meaning just himself. And you can see that on just look up videos everywhere about all the different crisis. I'm calling it a crisis because that's what it is, because here's what's happened now. You know, we went through all this stuff about when we had the Texas winter storm. AOC did all this stuff to raise money and stuff, and I think she raised like 3 point something million, and that's great and all, except for what is 3 million in the big scheme of things? It's not that much. It shows that she was caring, or at least she wanted to put on that she cared enough to go down there and into the Houston area, which, let's be honest, $3 million wouldn't even cover a big portion of the Houston issue, much less Texas. Now, the biggest deal at that point was just to show how Ted Cruz had left and AOC had stayed or come in to help. Well, where is AOC now? Because I haven't seen anything about AOC like, hey, let's go work with this, help with the migrant issue. Biden refused to call it a crisis. His press secretary slipped up and called it a crisis and was like, you know, with the surge of all these migrants that are coming through. Now, here's the problem, and you can look up, there's a sheriff, and I could post all the links, but look, there's so many. But the sheriff up in Ohio, a friend of mine had put me on that. Just put sheriff in Ohio, talks about illegal immigrants, because yeah, they're already up to Ohio now. Now the issue I'm having right now is, so we talk about all the homeless problem, the veterans that, you know, are having PTSD and they don't have homes, and why wouldn't we go and build them places to stay? So, like the way we just have with a lot of these legal immigrants. So we have people out in Midland, Odessa area. In Dallas, they're opening up the convention center to house these illegal immigrants. At what point is Biden going to say anything? He's not, because let me be honest with you. I don't think he's in the mental capacity to do so. And that's just my opinion. You can say whatever you want to say. People are like, it's so nice to have a president that it just feels good to be all truthful. Truthful, as far as he knows, he doesn't even remember what he said yesterday. He looks lost half the time, and he hadn't done a press conference where he's just shot live questions. If they get a camera near him, people are like, usher him away, like, come on, sir, Mr. President, come this way. So I think it has to do with the fact that if he says something, they're going to know that he is not adequate for the position he's in. And that was the whole point of putting Kamala Harris on the ticket, is so that he could have someone to default to when he's deemed, you know, incapable. And so I'm rambling on about that. But let me just say, the reason I say that is because I haven't heard anything from Kamala. I haven't heard anything from Biden. Whoever the president is, one of you two should really look at what's going on with this. The reason Biden didn't even have a plan for all of this is because I don't think it was his plan. He's just the scapegoat. He's the person that's putting the noise out there. We have senators calling to put Trump's policies back into play for immigration because it is a crisis. When you go from 3,500 kids in your detention centers to what Biden says 14,000, I say it's 30,000 kids now, and they're coming over in droves. And you can if you look up, I have a Facebook page as well, Ramblin Man. But if you look on there, I posted another one where they're just coming across the river. I mean, lined up like they're giving away free cars. It's crazy. So now I will tell you this: it's not just Mexico. You think people are thinking, yeah, the Mexicans. It's not that. There are 25 different countries going through Mexico. I mean, terrorists can come in. The biggest issue is when you have that many out there and you have these kids coming by themselves and stuff, I'm a big proponent of getting rid of all the sex trafficking. I am tired of children being preyed upon, and women and children being preyed upon. And that's what it is right now. So the cartel, while we're noticing all these other things, we're trying to direct things, they're just picking them off. Like, oh, hey, there's another one, there's another one. You have cartel members, you have predators out there, molesters just coming in, and you have all these kids. Look, I know they're illegals, but, and that's, and my biggest problem is we just open the doors, and with that come the riffraff. But you have to remember, they're still human. They are people. And with that, you have women and children. And the children, they haven't done anything except for someone telling them to go over there. And so they're telling them, hey, go here because this is the place I'd rather you be. And if your country is that bad that they're sending your children here, I couldn't imagine sending my children somewhere without me. And they're sending them here. So it has to be a bad thing there. Well, if it's that bad, we're opening up our borders. It's like a free-for-all now. Hey, just come on over. We can't even stop enough of them. And if we do stop them, used to, we could go take them to a processing center and then send them back over. That's not the case anymore. Now what we're talking about is they're just coming over and we're just keeping them. And Biden, your administration, I'm not gonna just say Biden because it's not just him. It's his whole administration. Y'all screwed this one up. You screwed the pooch really good on this one. So y'all need to figure something out. And yes, it is a crisis. Look up your videos. People, if you don't think it has anything to do with you outside of Texas, you're wrong. Florida's having an influx. Northern states are starting to get illegal immigrants because where are they going to go after they get here? They're not just stopping. They're just keep going because you run out of room. And so they're just going to keep going, and they're putting them up in different places. But why should that be our issue, our problem, when it doesn't have to be? Biden administration, it's time for you to grow a pair of nuts, grow some balls, and do what you need to do, and eat crow and realize that what was in place was a good thing, not because it's inhumane, but because to put our people at risk, and not to help our own people, but to put illegal immigrants above Americans, I think is completely wrong. So let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and please comment. Thanks a lot, guys. Ramblin' Man, out.